right, we are live. Hello and welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 536. Tonight I'm here with Alex Schlegel, the Noticing Caucus Chairman.
Yeah, people are noticing. So if you're noticing as well, you might want to consider joining the fastest growing caucus.
And James Babb, the homegrown crypto hootie.
So good to be with you guys.
And special guest tonight, Lady Liberty Australia, Kate.
Woo-hoo!
Yes, and you'd have the little bit underneath political refugee. I have escaped the tyranny of Australia and I'm now in San Antonio, Texas. I apologize to Babs for my proud Texan flag. I know he doesn't like my flag though, but I couldn't help myself because I'm so much freer here. So good to be back with you lads.
Congratulations. And we are so glad to have you at least in closer proximity to us. So that's fantastic. I'm glad you escaped the penal colony where they were keeping you.
Yes, thank you. I'm just hoping I don't get deported, but
I was going to say, how are you here? What kind of visa? How's this working?
Yes, so it's all legit. I am here working for everyone's mate. Dan Taxation is Theft Berman and his company Blood of Tyrants or Liquid Freedom. So I'm over here helping him promote his energy drink and working with him in San Antonio. It's just been so good to be here.
Very good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
Still watch out. Yeah, still watch out though. Like you don't want a free trip to El Salvador.
I swear I'm not part of those gangs. I don't know anything about
Don't
it.
get any weird tattoos.
You don't want anybody photoshopping any MS-13 tats on your hands.
Well, I have a little love heart on my face. There's a face tat, but it's not the same as a teardrop.
It's not a tear. Yeah.
So
Okay, they might put Photoshopped "I love MS-13" under your eyes.
That's close enough. That's close enough for them. So just seriously, do not talk to them. Stay clear of ICE.
Mm-hmm.
And if they approach you, run.
Okay.
Yeah.
Run. Or I am looking at getting a gun because now I have the right to bear arms. I'm not allowed to have guns in my state of WA. So I'm looking at getting a little concealed carry to have. So I'm just,
Kidnapping would be a good reason to have a gun to prevent kidnappings.
Yes.
True.
That's true. I feel like I have Stockholm syndrome a bit. I'm like looking at guns on websites where you can just buy it person to person. And I'm like, feeling like I'm doing something wrong because in Australia that would be like straight to jail. So straight to jail.
Fucking hell. That's amazing. So how long have you been in US and A?
It's only been about a month now. So Mr. Liberty Axel's here. He's already got a job. We already have a little house. So it's very different to Australia. We were living on the road when we got back from our trip last time, and he was working at jobs all around the country. So it's good to be here. And it's just so much more opportunity in the land of the free. So we're very happy to finally be here. We're looking at trying to immigrate permanently, but it's a whole process. So it took about 5 months to get this visa approved, all the bloody paperwork. Wow. Yeah.
Ooh, that's, I hate to say it, but, I'm not against immigration, but I am against legal immigration. Okay. So I feel I know that sometimes we just have to fill out forms and say things just to get out of a tough situation. And I'm not faulting you for that, but.
Please don't deport me, Babs. I'm one of the good ones.
Babs is like the anti-ICE. He just goes around and deports all the legal immigrants. He's like, papers, please. And then you give him your papers, and then he
let's face it. I don't know how many obedient order followers this country can handle. I feel like we're kind of maxed
doing
out
pretty well right now.
So you're obviously gonna add to our side of things. So this is good.
I'm here to stop America and especially my new home of Texas from going down the road of Australia. But I was watching like the Texas legislator and they're passing things that I've seen happen in Australia. Like they're passing a ban on posting memes on the social media, like political memes. I'm like, I just escaped that. What are you guys doing? So,
well, you can't just post something against Israel. This is America.
Yes, I understand those rules.
Yeah, welcome to the United States of Israel, by the way.
Oh.
Or as I call it, the Zionist entity.
Well, it's been crazy driving around like San Antonio. There's all these billboards about please don't be anti-Semitic and speak up if you see someone like from that.
So you're
persuasion.
noticing?
I'm noted. Does that mean I'm part of the noticing caucus?
You're part of the caucus.
Might be.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's
kind of
wild.
noticing we might be occupied by a foreign entity. It might, yeah.
I hope not.
Why did you pick San Antonio? Just for to work with Dave
to work because Dan lives here. He's had a little baby boy, a little baby Dan. So just chose here to be close to him because we're doing our own Taxation is Theft podcast every Monday night where we're drinking. I've got a big bottle of Jack Daniels that I bought for him in Fiji for quite cheap. So we're getting through that every Monday. But I love Texas. I traveled all around last time. I've been to America 5 times now, but Texas is similar to Australia, like Australia used to be in the 90s before they took away all our guns. So I've found Texas to be the closest to Australia here. As much as I love New Hampshire and the Free State, it's too bloody cold for me there. I wouldn't be able to do a summer up there.
You will be coming to Porkfest, I hope.
We're looking at coming to Porkfest with the Blood of Tyrants. We're looking at having like a cocktail bar and doing some Aussie drinking games. So I need to talk to the boss about that. Is everyone here going? Babs, I know you're going to go, definitely. You always go to Porkfest.
Jared, Alex?
I don't know.
Come on.
Come on, boys. When were you there last?
What else do you have to do that's more fun than
2016,
that?
I think.
Wow.
Almost 10 years ago. Damn. That's
3.
coming up, right? It's in June.
Did you, Jared? You didn't go to the Mises Caucus Super Spreader?
No, I missed that one.
I was there. That was probably the last one. What was that? 2022, Babs. That was like Tiara's only second camping experience.
Like 21. It was pretty early in the hysteria.
Last time I went up with Bergman, and I think it was like I want to say 2016.
Man, that's too long. Yeah, the Mises Caucus tent super spreader event, that was fun.
That was a blast.
Yeah, that was.
We'll see if I
for
can
those that survived, it was awesome.
That guy kind of, well, I don't know. Maybe I don't really follow him too closely, or I forget that guy's name. You know what I'm talking about, Babs? Who was like he was like Agent Zero.
The guy who was like, it's just
Zero.
allergies, and he rode up in a car with a bunch of dudes. Yeah.
He wrote the book about UBI and short guy, Scottish guy.
Whatever. It's all
anyway,
it's forgotten.
I forget his name. Anthony Samaroff. And he was like literally like, it's like
I met him in Colorado. I went to one of it. He's written a book about pharmaceutical industry. He's a bloody good bloke.
Yeah, he was pretty cool, but he was just like, fuck, like he was.
He didn't mean to be patient zero.
Yeah, he didn't mean to, but it was just. Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
It's not like he's the one that like kissed the pangolin and got it all started. You know,
he didn't. He didn't cause the lab leak.
He didn't cause the lab leak, but
he didn't like drop the vial on his way out of the door.
Well,
but
did he?
Got my immune system up. I mean,
he might have visited North Carolina. Did you hear they're saying now that what Jeffrey Sachs made the claim that he's 99% sure it came from a lab in Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
The whole Duke
COVID
University,
origin.
or
like the ones that said, "Hey, here's this bat virus. I wonder if we can make humans get it. Let's fuck around."
Or how to get all the way to Wuhan?
You know, because it spreads. I don't know. I don't.
Didn't it allegedly start in Wuhan? Like, wasn't where
there were early cases there, but you know, it's kind of unclear.
I don't think we'll ever know.
Not unless they release certain biological samples or records, which I'm sure have all been destroyed by now.
I'm sure Kennedy will get on at any time now.
Oh, yeah. I'm still waiting for something to happen with him. What the hell's going on? I have been entertained by Trumpy, though, I must say.
He's just getting grilled by Congress. That's
thank you, Alex, for voting for him. I know that there are people here who judge you for participating in the violence of voting, but I much prefer to be in Trump's America than the alternative. That's for sure.
Well, so you never really know what kind of horrible shit show you're going to get. So
I think we kind of knew. We had 4 years. We had a preview 4 years prior.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be horrible either way. So it was kind of like a coin toss for me. But one of them wanted to get Ross
the devil you know versus the devil you don't, right? That's
Well, you knew both of them, though.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you knew Trump.
I think I would have preferred Biden, like not Kamala, but like actual. Just, I mean, let's face it.
Which one?
The memes were great for like the past 2 or 3 years. Imagine how like extra demented he is now, right? Like,
bring back Biden.
I'm going to come to the overflow room.
I think
how can you not want that guy as your president?
I think the rule holds that each regime makes you nostalgic for the previous one. Meaning, like, no matter how screwed up things are, the next one's going to like start there and then double down. You know, it's like, yeah, we're going to capture Greenland. Like nobody saw that coming. Like,
yeah, what's going on with that?
We're gonna turn Gaza into a shopping mall. Like what?
Well, that's the thing that we knew was that regardless of who took over, the Israel stuff was going to continue. Nothing was going to change there.
But it might be coming. Well, I don't know. Things are getting.
They say that, but then I just did I put the story in here? There's another story of another journalist murdered in a hospital bombing in Gaza. You know, and this was just like a day ago. So like this whole like,
which is what
Trump's talking Netanyahu down. It's like, and he's talking about doing a ground invasion. Like that was like a few days ago.
It's always just an op, though. Like lately, like I think the polls came out and they said, Mr. Trump or President Trump, everyone's calling you a cuck and says you're a lackey for the Zionist entity and that you're just an obedient lapdog. Like, what are you going to do about it? You know, it's not like he's going to change. He's not going to stop the weapons or anything, but he just puts out some new rhetoric. You know, like he just says some things.
Should we listen to
and then everybody repeats it like, oh my God, he's telling Netanyahu to fuck off. Finally, everyone's like cheering for it.
Hey, at least Ben of Ben and Jerry's is taking some action here. He got arrested after the Senate hearing protest.
Yeah, I think we got the videos of it, don't we? There it is.
Yeah, it's right
here's
here.
Here's the video.
Permitted. While the committee conducts its business, Capitol Police are asked to remove the individuals from the hearing room.
Move down the hallway.
Ben, why are you getting arrested?
Move down the hallway. If you stop, you will be arrested.
Poor kids in Gaza by buying bombs and pays for it by kicking kids off Medicaid in the U.S.
Keep going down. Keep going down the hallway.
Ben, how many days have they?
I mean, yeah, he's got to inject the commie shit in there.
Yeah, he can't just be anti-war. He's got to be like pro-communism at the same time.
Yeah,
but you know what? Good for him. If the resistance is commies, so be it. He earned his chance to be a communist.
Okay, how many kids? More kids in Gaza, or how many kids like pre-diabetic, like and are gonna die because of Ben and Jerry's ice cream?
Yeah, how much destruction has Ben and Jerry? I mean, how many pints of half baked have you?
How many billions of dollars?
I know how many.
The Medicaid industrial complex is due to the fact of his like.
Dude, Ben and Jerry's ice cream is like the least healthy ice cream out there.
Yeah, and it's all you can get that shit on EBT, and you know, and it's all in the convenience stores.
Like a pint of half baked is like, I want to say like 1,600 calories or something like that. Dude. It's crazy.
Dude, and kids are eating that shit all the time, and they're on like the welfare.
I mean, that's their parents' fault, though. But,
don't worry.
Yeah, but let's fight for Medicaid because your parent. It's like.
Well, look, Medicaid's going to have to pay for those Ozempic shots for the kids eating Ben and Jerry's. Okay, so it's a circular economy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kate. Welcome to the land of Ozempic.
Yes. It's banned in Australia, so
really?
But everything's banned. Like vapes are banned. I'm so glad I can buy these from the Servo now without a prescription. I've got my 20-round magazine here, 223 loaded. You can't have 20-round magazine. I'm just sitting here with all the things the Australian government would be like straight to jail. So, and I have to say this: Coronas made in Mexico here in Australia, they're made in bloody China. And they taste disgusting. So I'm back on the real Coronas.
Hell yeah.
And I've got my upside down. I don't know if you can see that. So this is my stubby holder. It's got an upside down Australia because I know we're upside down. I can't wait to show this to Otto.
I love your collection there and your celebration of freedom and
and my Texas flag.
I'm going to accept it because it does have the Gadsden snake, like stamped over it. So,
Yay, a flag that Babs approves of, finally.
At least the Gadsden. The Gadsden is is pretty cool. And it kind of makes me think of like the Puerto Rican flag. So
and Texas is based. They might secede at some point. Maybe we'll see.
Nah.
I don't know. You don't think so?
Well, if once Kate can influence them, perhaps.
Yeah.
Right. Like, because they were kind of stuck. Like this whole oh, tough guy Texans. No, they're like getting NASA contracts and like nobody wants to give up the federal money that flows in there.
A lot of military bases.
How does it work with if a state wanted to secede here? Because in Australia, we have to have a referendum, and it's a percentage of the states have, like Western Australia has voted to secede 3 times, and the rest of the country said no because we need your iron ore money. So how would it work here if Texas was to secede? Does anybody know?
Well, Texas would say we secede, and then the army would invade.
Yeah,
that's what happened last time. Secession.
Check out there's a group, and they're pretty Texit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, check out that organization. Dan's probably familiar with it, but they have meetings and it's gaining traction. And there are people in the Texas legislature that I don't really follow it too closely, but I mean it's brought up in the legislature quite often. But to Babs's point, I think
you're more likely to have a state secede from another state, like split off, like Western Maryland become its own state.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on. Like up in Maine, there's like some rural counties want to secede from Maine, but they don't want to leave the country.
Right.
They just don't like being ruled from the capital. They want to be their own state, right? But if you're going to secede from a state, go all the way.
And for what I gather, I mean, I don't. I was when I was in the Air Force, I was friends with quite a few people from Texas, and it's like amazing how much history they know of their state. And even though in the indoctrination camps and in public schools in Texas, they get like an in-depth and they're like, yeah, it's Republic of Texas, and they're like, yeah, we kind of reluctantly joined the Union, and we could it's in our state's constitution that we can exit at any time, or whether that'll happen, who knows. I mean, there's other states. Vermont every now and then says they're going to do it, or there's a small movement. I mean, but you never know. Like, to Babs's point,
it's like, yeah, do you want to go to war with the U.S. military?
And how long do you reckon it would take for Trumpy to put tariffs on Texas if we seceded?
Yeah. I mean, it would be an ideal state. I mean, you're right next to Mexico. You're next to the Gulf. Would it be still considered the Gulf of America?
Plenty of resources. It's got. I mean, it could easily be one of the largest economies in the world.
Well, it's bigger than Australia's economy.
Yeah, there's no question of it. So the only reason is. Yeah. Why are they part of the union? For the money. Now, let's just say in the future something weird happens and the money runs out. Like something happens. I don't know what it is.
The printer breaks down.
Something breaks and the gravy train slows to a trickle. Suddenly they're going to be like, why are we paying taxes into this?
That's what's going to happen. Well. That would trigger it.
People could just stop paying their taxes now if they wanted to.
Amen. That's what my boss tells me. Dan, taxation is their firm, and don't be for paying any taxes. I'm like, I'll pay what I have to not to get deported.
Well, of course, we presumably all pay our fair share during.
Hey, when you've got a gun to your head, you got to do things that you don't want to do.
Now, at the Patreon level, we can discuss that a little more.
Yeah, we can get into the details.
At the Fed level,
you can look at Babs W-2.
Yeah. Right. That's at the Fed level. You can actually see my deductions or whatever
So if you want to get in on that, what's our Fed level up to?
Well, we're calling it now. It's Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast Pro.
Yeah,
and it's I think what did we say? 10,000 a month.
Ooh, 10,000.
$10,000 dues.
That's what Politico was paying for, or was it Politico Pro, or am I getting? Was it a different
Twitter?
Website?
Wasn't X doing that to get access to their API? You could spend like $1,000 or something.
But these were the guys that were getting all that USAID money to influence their, to just nobody really needed these $10,000 subscriptions, but the department's like, well, I guess we need 1,000 of them.
Right.
But even if you're not a Fed, you can tune into the after hours for as little as $3 a month. So
Right, and we'll talk about
Feds,
mildly
non-feds.
incriminating things.
Non-persons.
yeah, we record it right after this. You can hop in. We send out a YouTube link. You can listen in on YouTube. And
I have listened to nearly every episode of your show going back through Spotify. And I think I need to subscribe to the Patreon, but I don't know if Mr. Liberty will get sick of me playing all your old episodes every time I'm cleaning or doing something. I'm like, just hanging out with my mates on PRL.
Get some AirPods. Then he doesn't have to listen.
He likes listening to Babs. He's always laughing when Babs. We're a Babs family here. We love Babs. Can you make a shirt that says we love Babs?
Yeah, we have
get on
Have
that.
you made the Babs commandment shirt yet? Don't talk to cops.
It's on the list.
Don't pay taxes.
the back office is working on it.
Yeah,
Those are just suggestions,
get
by the
Otto
way, not
rolling on that
commandments.
shit.
No, okay.
Speaking
Yeah.
of which,
I was hanging out with Otto and his family 2 weekends ago. His daughter had first communion, and we were I was trying to recruit his son because he does like video editing, and we were like negotiating a deal. So we'll see. We're gonna make child labor great again on this show, but
Yes,
we'll see.
I mean,
We were still in
like
negotiations.
he wanted like $5 an episode or something.
But
I was
then
like,
he
hell yeah, sign him up.
we were in negotiate. Like, dude, he's a good negotiator. He was like,
Yeah.
at one point, he was just like, well, look, that's $5. That's $5 an episode for shorts. I could do long form for $10. And I'm like, what's the difference between a short and a long? And he's like, well, I mean, we were going back and forth, so I don't know. We'll have to maybe
Sounds
tell
like
him
a
you want
budding-
both
budding
and give him
entrepreneur.
15.
there we go. See? So I think we could pull that off. Yeah, for sure. But yeah,
Where
he's a
is
fierce
Otto?
negotiator.
Where is my mate Otto?
He'll be hopping in. He's
at a makeup baseball game, I think.
yeah,
for
like all his
son
kids
or
play
daughter or
sports
something.
ball, so he's just like bouncing all around.
And evidently, all the games are canceled because there's always a makeup game.
Well, it's been
Right.
raining. Yeah, it's been raining a lot lately. So
Yeah, so that's fair.
baseball's
It
a sport
happens.
that can't be played in the rain, unfortunately.
That's like cricket. That gets cancelled too in the rain. Baseball and cricket are very similar. You can go to a game and go out the back and get drunk and then come back and you haven't missed anything. I don't know if that's rude to say that, but that's what we do with cricket. Get on
Cricket
the
takes
beers
forever.
and-
Don't the games last like entire
Multiple
days or
days.
24 hours?
Depends.
5
multiple
days is the longest it can go for.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez, and
Yeah,
how
you
long
don't
are the
get that
games?
with
Follow
baseball.
cricket?
It's also known as a bender. 5-day bender.
I like that.
Oh,
Because you can get pretty carried. Yes, my dad's a member at Adelaide Oval in South Australia, so very posh going there. But I've spent quite a few games out the back getting drunk and not seeing any balls bowled. But that's what you do at the cricket.
Wait, balls bowled?
Balls bowled. We don't pitch it. We bowl
Oh,
it.
Bowl it. Okay.
Bowl it.
do you have
Balls
sticky
bowled.
wickets?
Sticky wicket.
I don't even know what that is, but that's an expression. That's a sticky
Sticky
wicket.
wickets. Depends on the pitch. So if it has been raining, I think when they say that's a bit sticky. Or if it's really dry, if we've had a drought for the summer, it's like a really dry pitch. You guys should get around the cricket. Apparently there's an Aussie pub here in San Antonio. So I'm hoping that they've got the footies on at the moment back home. So I'm dying to watch a AFL game again.
Cricket and bowling balls. Okay.
Have you never heard that?
No,
We have a
I didn't know.
sport called bowling here. I don't know if you have that in Australia.
Yeah, like lawn bowls.
No, there's like bowling. It's played indoors.
alley.
You
go to an alley.
Indoor bowling. Yes, we have that.
Yeah.
You usually get pretty drunk at those games too.
There's a theme here.
Okay,
Getting
yeah.
drunk at these
There's usually a bar. There's
That's
usually a
what
bar at the bowling
sports
alley.
for.
bowling balls.
It's a frustrating sport, but
Bowling balls.
it's done underhand, which is why like throwing it
Yes.
overhand and calling it bowling is weird to me. But that's just me being ignorant.
Well,
I
cricket,
guess.
you have to bowl it over the shoulder. You can't do any underarm throws. It has to
Right.
be. And they're very specific about the angle of the arm too. It can't be at a certain angle.
Oh,
I don't know
interesting.
if anyone's interested in this. I'm just spurging out about
See,
it.
Baseball has pitching,
Yes.
but you can basically have your arm in whatever angle you want.
Oh,
except-
really?
I guess
There's
you
no
can't.
rules?
I don't like. I mean, no one throws underhand, but like people do like sidearm, and I guess like submarine throws are kind of like almost underhand, right?
Underhand.
Alex?
You could do overhand bowling, but I don't think you.
For bowling.
Like, I mean,
I would recommend.
I don't think there's a rule that says you can't.
You might get sued for damaging the alley, but you're talking about like 15-pound balls, you know,
like a shot put.
Yeah.
I want to come to Maryland and go bowling with you boys.
Oh, we'll go.
We have axe throw. Do you have axe throwing?
Yes. I think yes, we do. I was thinking they're considered a weapon though.
It probably came from Texas.
Might have to be. You might have to register your axe with the state with the serial number on it in order.
I don't think I even had to sign a waiver when I went to a bar and started throwing an axe.
No.
That's because you live in the land of the free. You don't need a permit.
But it is the land of like the corporate lawyer, and lawsuits.
Yeah, we could do some duck pin bowling in Maryland.
Oh yeah.
They have regular bowling, and then there's this duck pin bowling. The ball doesn't have holes. It's about the size of like a bocce ball, and the pins are like about the size of a beer bottle. So it's like I don't know.
It's like mini bowling kind of.
Yeah, it came popular. I don't know. There's quite a few in Maryland, but I think there's like one or two in New Jersey, maybe a few in like New England. But I don't know. It's like very, very like sporadic. Never really caught on like US wide, but it has like Maryland apparently. I don't know. Duck pin was all the rage. But
wow.
Anywho.
So what's going on in Maryland? Aren't you running for mayor, Alex?
Maybe. If I'm still here, we'll see.
Where
else
would you be? Texas?
Well, the other half just officially graduated law school as of today.
Wow! Congratulations.
So she could get a job like anywhere, and maybe you would relocate to that, or
yeah. So the bar, it. I guess if she passes it in Maryland, it's recognized in quite a few states, and one of them, I don't know. I would move back to Pennsylvania in a heartbeat, if need be. But there's other places as well. But Maryland,
but what could be better than Baltimore? I can't believe you're even thinking about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, she's sick. She's from here, and she's sick and tired of it. I just am a transplant and been here for like almost, about 16 years, and I'm tired of it. But no,
I'm ready to get out.
Yeah,
I'll stay in Maryland, but I'm ready to get out of the city.
Yeah, for sure. No, nothing like. I mean, our governor's he's a BlackRock, total stooge, Soros, total just everything's fine. Follow the progressive agenda. And just as of yesterday, our state's bond rating was downgraded to for years, like, oh, Maryland has a AAA bond rating. And it's like, so, wow, we can borrow money for extra cheap. Well, the state's broke. We were facing a $5.5 billion. Like this dude had inherited a $5.5 billion budget surplus. If that's, look, they moved money around.
It's called over theft.
Over theft. Yeah. So there was over theft. And in his 2 years as governor, he's blown through that. And just this past legislative session, they were facing a $2.7 billion budget deficit. So they're like, we got to find more things to tax.
Under theft.
Yeah, the under theft. So now they have to, they're sports ball gambling. So they just made sports ball gambling legal in Maryland about a year ago, like a year too late, where all these other neighboring states, where even when it wasn't legal, it's like we all have friends in other states. Just, hey, man, place this bet. And not that I don't sports gamble because it's, I don't know. I don't want to support the state. And it's just the house always wins. But they increased taxes on sports gambling, the lotto, gas taxes going up. They passed a version of like basically any business expenses are taxed. So if you provide services to another business, you get taxed intermediately. So if you hire IT services, like, hey, I hire this company to run my website, and if they're Maryland based, they're going to be taxed. So any IT company, any company that does like any type, even landscaping, like if you're like, hey, I hire this company, it's like, oh, I don't know how they're going to assess that.
Just shut up. Do not, right. Oh, you have a landscaper. Shut up. Okay. Yeah. Like you hire a computer programmer. Shut up.
Yeah. Oh no, we do our own site. We have a guy. Like I do it myself. Like just don't even. So yeah, just like Scott said, Maryland's in general are retards and love government. It's a lost cause. Like because the problem is like there's really great parts of the state, like the Eastern Shore up north, closer to the Pennsylvania border, way out west, even like southern Maryland. But the problem is
central Maryland that sucks.
Yeah, the central part of the state, which is close proximity to the District of Criminals, so it's all lobbyists.
Basically, you've seen the District of Criminals.
Yeah. Is it the closer you get? The closer you get to DC, the more corrupt and horrible it gets.
Yeah, totally, and it's like they're just on the teat for big government. That's all it is. So you have those types that outnumber and outweigh, and the heavily populated areas that are closer to the District of Criminals just dominate the state legislature, and they're like retarded. They're unimpressive people. I mean, I've witnessed it firsthand, testifying for Defend the Guard, and trying to think. There was another time I was down in Annapolis, and I was just like, oh my gosh, these people are the ones that like they're retarded. But
they're also, that's where the population base is, right? At Baltimore and DC metro areas.
Yeah.
Right. They're not going to, like, people out in Western Maryland or the Eastern Shore.
Yeah.
They don't really get a say in anything.
Yeah. So to Scott's points, they didn't pass the business to business tax, just a 3% IT tax service. So any IT services, that's 3%. Like,
so they're struggling with revenue. So I got it. Let's attack businesses.
Yep. And then not only that, but then so our goofy governor's like, oh, I want to bring manufacturing back and quantum computing and AI and all this. Like we're investing. I love the way government says we invest. And it's like, no, you're not. You're just redistributing wealth. You're offering tax credits for industries. It's cronyism, etc. Right. But the other aspect too is like they're all on this green energy shit.
I was going to say, like, isn't it sustainable? Is it? Yeah. Is it inclusive? What are we talking about?
That's the thing. So 3 Mile Island, Babs, up in Pennsylvania, is coming back online. This nuclear power plant. And
didn't Bill Gates buy that?
Probably. I don't know. He's getting out of all. Dude, I think
he did.
Yeah. So long story short, Kate, they're running like basically utility lines from Pennsylvania through rural parts of Maryland, in like 3 counties. And they're trying to
buy it. Sorry, I just checked with the internet. It says did not buy it.
They're trying to push it through like eminent domain, and they're trying to, and it's all to these data centers in Northern Virginia, which is all Amazon and shit and Jeff Bezos crap. So like all this,
hold on, Otto's got his bonnet on again.
Hey, there he is.
Yeah, come on. Was out in the sun at the baseball game. What's up, everyone?
G'day, Otto. How the bloody hell are ya?
I'm hanging in there.
I have to show you this stubby holder, or you call it a koozie or something weird.
Stubby holder.
It's a map of Australia upside down. I bought this to
Wait, did you call Otto a stubby holder?
No, it's called a stubby holder in Australia.
That's what you're holding.
Why do you call it a koozie? It's a stubby holder.
I honestly don't know why we call it a koozie.
Stubby holder. We're very literal with the definition, but it's got an upside down map of Australia. This is for you when I come visit you in Maryland. I'm just keeping it cool.
That's awesome.
Keeping my real Coronas cool, not the Chinese crap. How are you? Right. Look at you in your party shirt.
Oh yeah, it's my crap t-shirt. I had to wear something light for the fields. It was kind of hot today. The sun came out. It was warm.
It's bloody 100 degrees here, and I know what 100 degrees is now because I'm converting to Fahrenheit.
The American way.
I'm assimilating.
You got another addition back there, Otto.
I had to start stacking them.
Oh my god, dude! How many is that? 9?
8.
What is that?
Those are rafts that just keep magically showing up on my front porch every Thursday.
Rafts?
Yeah.
Like here, show Kate. Get a incredible close up here.
Let me get.
Yeah.
At some point, I think we need to take them all down to the river and make like a flotilla, right?
Yes.
Like we all go out on those things and float down the river.
We go down to the Red Sea and we
It'll
Does
be
Bring them all together.
Does someone have a boat so you can attach it to the back of a boat and like fang it down a river? That's what we
I was
do.
gonna
in
say,
Australia.
Yeah, we're not really boat people.
The white family's not included. You gotta provide that.
The white family's drowned.
Well, see, what we do here is there's certain rivers where you get in like with an inner tube, and then and all your friends, and then you get like a floating cooler, and everybody gets in the river at one point, and you just float downstream.
Let's do it.
And then like get fished out like down the river.
You fill one of the tubes up with a bunch of beers.
Let's do a Baltimore Inner Harbor Tea Party. PRL.
There you go.
That sounds a little. I don't know that. I don't know if I want to be that close to the Inner Harbor water. I mean, that's.
Oh no, it's totally safe now. You can
totally
swim in
safe
it
now.
Yeah,
The
you can
governor
swim in it
jumped
now.
Yeah, they did it like last summer. It's totally fine.
Is that the harbour where the bridge got ran
Yes.
into by a ship?
Yeah.
Is
and then
that
it just,
bridge
like,
fixed yet?
no.
Oh,
What if
That was
we
like a year
attack-
ago.
What if we
Yeah.
get those boats? We go to the Inner Harbor and we attack the garbage-eating monster, and we board it. And,
Dude, that's
and
the only thing
commandeer it.
making that thing swimmable.
Yeah, the trash wheels.
Allegedly.
Trash wheels. So yeah, Kate, they have these things here. I'll pull it up. Let me yeah. So they have these like solar powered trash wheels in Baltimore.
Is there multiple? Wait, is there multiple? I thought there was
Yeah,
just
here I
one.
pulled it up. Let me
They're
see.
That
they're
sounds very
largely
advanced.
defenseless. From what I can tell, they have very poor defenses on these rigs.
Let's see here.
Here, I got
got
it,
Yeah,
Alex.
it is pretty
You got it.
defenseless. It is.
So it's like
Wait, hold on.
they're
I can
solar
always-
powered, and because like because like Baltimore City it was just voted a couple months ago, or like a month ago, as one of the
Oh.
dirtiest cities in the country because people just litter and they don't give a shit.
Yeah.
So all the water runs into the sewers, like and all the trash and litter, and then it goes down into the Inner Harbor. So they have these. So this I think is Mr. Trash Wheel. Then there's Professor Trash Wheel. And
looks
then
like
there's-
they have eyes.
Yeah,
Is
so they
that
got
just
the
my eyesight.
got
I
little
can't
googly
No,
eyes
you're
on
right.
it.
anymore.
It does.
They
It
put
is.
little googly eyes on them.
the kind of.
Yeah.
There's actually a beer named after it as well.
So
That's right,
inside
there
there, it's like basically a solar powered like paddle wheel,
I think it's.
and then behind it is like a dumpster, and it just like picks up all the trash, like and it just like floats into it, and it just picks up all the trash.
We
instead of,
need
like,
that for Melbourne, where Mr. Liberty is from, badly. The river
Yeah,
in
see, like it's
Melbourne.
got solar panels, so it just runs, and it's like got this, and it just collects the trash, so it doesn't go all the way out into the
Yeah.
bay. And it's kind of a genius idea. Like it's pretty.
Is
But
it
yeah.
working fairly well, but
Is
Yeah.
it? How much
I mean,
do
how
they
much-
cost?
how much trash does it collect? And how much?
I think it's a honestly, I think it's a non-profit. I think they probably got some
I
fun
was gonna say, how much
theft money.
tax money do they get?
They got some theft money, but I think
it also
was, like, an
generates
initiative.
electricity apparently.
Well, and it's created quite the entertainment where you go down to the harbor now with your trash and you feed the monster.
Throw it in.
Yeah, you can feed
Yeah.
it.
So
Yeah, illegal dumping, but it's
so
cleaning
now
up
it's
anyway.
fun. Instead
so
of just like
everyone
dumping it
wins.
in the harbor like you used to, you dump it in and then you watch this monster come and eat it. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's great.
How does it handle like car batteries?
Remarkably well.
I don't know. Oh man. The fact that they had to trash
500
interception.
tons of trash and debris each year.
Jeez.
Sounds like a lot.
Fun.
That's a lot.
That is insane.
Is that wet trash weight or?
Oh, have you also
dry
seen
it?
the there's also these people that go magnet fishing.
Yeah, dude, I've started
Yeah,
following these dudes on Instagram.
There's an Instagram
Oh, yeah.
account.
I've been following it for
and
years.
they basically just throw like giant magnets in and just pull shit out and
Like guns?
Great.
You get a lot of guns.
Yeah, all the guns. All the guns. What are you talking about? Like, every
well, there was
single
one
ever-
where they found the last one I saw. They found a laptop that had a brick taped to it, like somebody like wanted it to like sync. You know, like they were. hiding some
This is
shit.
Hunter Biden's previous
Was it
laptop.
It was
Biden's?
Hillary
Yeah.
Clinton's emails.
It was her emails. What's the best way to reach you? Not a
But they'll find
president?
like bikes and those like fucking scooter things.
Why
and-
has it got a snake on there? Snake's not
A
trapped.
snake?
There's a
Oh,
snake.
some asshole
oh.
threw like an anaconda and like
Anaconda.
It's a
or some
snake
kind of
alive and
giant
well.
python. Like someone like got rid of their pet python
Oh,
and they found a
don't know.
python in the trash wheel. It was alive.
Wow.
You're
It
named
says
after
underneath,
it.
it says alive and well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
I
some-
prefer
lot
a
of
dead
cigarette
snake,
butts.
to be honest.
Well,
but
look,
maybe
at least
that's-
it's
I may
it's-
have contributed a cigarette butt back in the day. I'll be
that's
honest.
okay. At least it's also collecting some guitars, which is that
Yeah.
We could get rid
repaired
of some,
and playable. It says
reduce the folk music problem out there in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's such a
Otto,
problem.
you look
about
very
the trap music problem?
you look like you're very oriental.
I know.
You've
I
switched.
swapped it for my Vietnam hat.
You've gone from
Oh.
baby to
gook.
Love it. You're very versatile with your look.
It's later he'll be making ethnically inappropriate jokes, about So
just talking into a stereotypical Chinese accent for the rest of the podcast.
Do you boys know? Did you guys know it's nearly been a year since the Libertarian Party National Convention in DC when we finally got to meet for the first time? It's nearly been a whole year. It was glorious. That's the night I met Axel too. So that was all you. You brought us together, two political refugees from Australia. A love story created by punk rock libertarians.
You owe us one, Axel.
Yeah.
Forever.
He knows. He knows. But yeah, nearly a year since the Libertarian Party National Convention. How are things with the party here? How's things going with the party? I see lots of people fighting.
You mean
online.
the Libertarian Party? Otto?
Oh boy. Well, I'm going to the LNC meeting this weekend, so that's
that's this weekend.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Grand Rapids, Michigan for the weekend. So yay. The party is completely fractured and not doing well. Not
variety of scandals,
tons of scandals,
lawsuits,
embezzlement.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, we just had the Australian national election a few weekends ago, and the Libertarian Party there got the worst result they've ever got since they were formed. I think their average was about 0.7%, which is.
Who'd you nominate? Was his name Chase?
Well, there were a few candidates that would put Chase's. Yeah, there were some that were worse than Chase. And I like Chase, so yeah. Yeah.
Well, let's face it, if you're going to measure your success by their ballot count, right? Like, forget it, right? The question is, how many minds are you freeing? And were they out there doing a good job? Were they like bringing in converts to libertarianism? Or?
No, it's all turned into a self-serving wank fest. To be frank, it's
So they're really taking after
that
the
is a
LP.
title right there.
Okay,
right? Yeah, this is like you describe the national LP.
Yeah, self-serving wank fest.
That is like a very brilliant estimation.
That's a
of
podcast title.
No, maybe they'll think that that's what this podcast has been. Self-serving.
I mean, we're
wank
also,
fest.
but we're not on the political.
Yeah, we're yeah.
But to call this self-serving would imply that we get something out of it.
Yeah.
Right? So
We get each other.
We get $100 a month or something.
I mean, we get to hang out with Kate every once in a while, but yeah.
This is true.
We get to talk to cool people.
We occasionally go to like some war rallies and other events.
Have a crab feast.
Have a crab feast for 500th episode. And...
When are you doing your next one? Because I want to come visit you boys in Baltimore.
Well, once we get enough rafts to have a
we'll have a flotilla.
We'll have a flotilla.
How many do you need?
The Baltimore Freedom Flotilla.
This is 5, 6, 7, 8.
We should honestly just do a crab feast every year.
Yeah. All right.
Do you think more than one adult could fit in one of those? I can't tell how big it is.
Yeah, what's the weight? Does it have a
what's
weight?
it rated for?
How many kilos?
I don't trust
per
this.
raft?
You want to test one out?
We don't do kilos, okay?
Yeah, can you blow one of those up in between shows? And just
Blow
have it,
them all,
like,
you
sit
should
in the back?
inflate them all and have a whole stack of inflated rafts.
No, I have no. Like, I'm in the cramped basement right now with like all sorts of junk all around me.
Just
I have
inflate
no
one of
room
them
for
though,
this.
so we can.
I
Get
don't
a
even have room
size.
for one. I don't have room for one, man.
Just blow it up and sit on it.
This is 73 inches by 37 inches by 16 inches.
73 inches.
Is
So,
there,
all right, I'll translate for Kate.
That's
I'll
Yeah,
translate
my
for Kate.
mind's doing that meme where it's like
that's
that
one
woman
crocodile
calculating.
Yeah, we got
long.
inches
Yes,
here.
yes,
By
please use
one emu
crocodiles.
wide.
Yeah, okay.
All right, it's
yeah.
it's
It's about the
1.8
length
meters.
of a male crocodile.
1.8 meters by 94 centimeters by 41 centimeters.
Okay. Yeah,
So
we
that's
get
peak
crocs bigger
resolution.
than 1.8 meters, but some of them, yeah, okay, I can picture that. Yeah, cool.
Doesn't really. There's really no instructions or anything on here.
What about a weight
Oh, made in
rating?
China.
Is there a
Put your
load
mouth
rating?
on it and blow, Otto.
Yeah, but I want to
That's
know
what
weight
she
limit.
said.
Hey,
I hope it's Coast Guard certified.
Capacity is 210 pounds, so 2 of them should be good for me.
Okay.
Yeah, just stack them. It works like that, right?
Yeah, I'll stack them together and I'll just sit in the middle and like straddle it.
210 pounds. That's
welded
not enough for like
on or locks.
Doesn't
Oars
the picture have like a mom and like 2 kids?
Yeah.
Like
she's on the
mom's
outside,
not in
though.
there though. Okay, I got
she's
you.
on the outside.
All right, so
and
it's
there's
just for
no
the kiddos.
oars. There's no oars. Why are there no oars?
You have to
It's
attach your
got
own
the
outboard
mom is the
motor.
oar. Yeah. Like a 300cc motor on that bad boy.
Oh, it comes with a
Rip
repair
that.
patch. That's cool.
Mm.
Inflatable floor for comfort and rigidity. I like that word.
Rigidity.
Grab rope on bow, welded on oar locks. Oars not included. Capacity is 95 kilograms.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
that's good for me.
How many kilograms are you, Otto?
Probably like 200 kilograms. Repair patch included. 2 air chambers with dual valves.
Ooh.
I
think we should do a tubing event.
200.
All right, what is this? The Auto Blow episode again?
I know, right?
Just gonna...
Only I'm not
specs.
my penis in it.
In the fall, I think we could do like a late summer, maybe early fall, tubing / crab feast.
If you,
I'll
do
come
if you
over.
do September, it'll still be warm in
Still be warm enough.
You go out to
and
the
that's when the
Potomac.
crabs are the best.
I know a few.
Or we can just go back to
dropping.
Crab Town and I can just blow up one of these and just sit in it for the podcast.
Eat crabs in it.
I wonder if they'd let us do another show there.
Fill it
They
with
absolutely
crabs.
would.
I think they would. I think we were pretty good there. So yeah, we had
They
our
kind of
500.
they kind of got pissed that we went a little over, but
Their beers were really expensive. For some reason, I guess just seemed like it
I had fun.
really came away spending
really
a
look
lot
at
of
the
money
price.
there. Did they jack up the prices just for us, or
I was just putting all my beers on your tab. That's why.
yeah.
that
Good
I
thing
was
too,
my
we didn't
tab
really-
$300. I only had 6 beers.
But I think like beers were like $10. Yeah.
Yeah.
we could
They
get
get
That's
around like
good.
$7 to $8.
In Australia, they're like $17 for a pint now.
Dear Lord.
17
Yeah.
Australian dollars.
$17.
17 Australian dollar dues.
For
How
a
much is the
Foster's,
Dallas do?
How does that match up to a
For
US
Foster's.
dollar?
Well, our dollar isn't worth very much. It's about 60 cents to the dollar.
So that's
$60
about
It's like
right.
a
$60.
$12 beer. That's
Yeah.
up there,
Everywhere,
but
though. You won't get anywhere below that. Anywhere at any pub.
Not even for like a shitty.
The best deal you get will be $15.
Wow.
$15 dues. And our pints aren't even the big pints anymore. They're shrinkflation.
Shrinkflation.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ugh.
terrible.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to America.
Thank you. $2 beers. I'm
We have
grateful
good
to be
beers
here.
and
Yes.
cheap beers.
Yes.
What's your go-to as of late?
I like the Michelob Ultras because they're low carb and low calories. But
Fair
also
enough.
the Coronas because they're real Mexican Coronas, not the Chinese crap that we get in Australia.
You should try
Corona's
like
a great,
Shinerbach.
great summer beer, and you're in Texas, so it's like summer all year.
Yeah.
It's perfect for
See,
you.
this is news to me that there's a worse version of Corona. You know, like, what?
They're bad, Babs. I
even
wouldn't give it
worse?
to my enemy. Because they use Chinese water. And I know what they're putting in it, but it's
The yellow river,
Ooh.
Yellow fluoride.
yeah.
the Yangtze.
Yeah.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah, here you go. Here's some advice here, Otto.
Your eyes fully open.
Your eyes fully open.
Don't smoke any marijuana.
So I shouldn't do this. You shouldn't. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
I was trying to
Don't look like
describe.
me.
I was trying to describe the podcast to somebody, and I said it's not racist, but it is racist adjacent sometimes.
Racist adjacent. That's
We're
a
not
good
going to talk
podcast
about
title, but we've already got
Harry
one.
Tubman's nudes. We're not going to talk about that.
No.
We won't do it. Or Rosa
I
Parks.
mean, you're going to talk about noticing, but it's not going to be completely anti-Semitic. It's more just anti-Israel.
We just frown
anti-Zion.
upon Jews.
We're
That's all.
anti-Zion. I've never heard anybody say anything bad about the chosen people in general, because we're not
Right.
collectivists.
You mean
It's-
Christians?
It's just those Zionists.
That's what the Pope. Hey, that's what the Pope said. All right, I'm just going up what he said.
The Pope said that Christians were the chosen people. What?
Yeah, he said. Yeah, he said they were
The
chosen
new
people.
Pope? The new bloke, the Chicago guy. Are you all very proud that you have an American Pope now?
That's what Trump got us. See,
yes.
This is Trump's America, where we get an American Pope.
Oh, he was a White Sox fan,
made,
so.
baby.
Yeah,
he's a White Sox fan. Well, it is.
I heard he was.
It's kind of weird hearing him like.
Did he have something to do with like hiding child predators or moving?
Yeah,
them
like that
along?
was. Yeah, he moved in like. Yeah, that's like his biggest knock against him. Like, why is he had?
Was not to rehash pedophilia.
If
that's his biggest knock, well,
it's the boys'
club. It's a little child trafficking and cover up.
Comes with the territory,
it is a requirement. So
I know it's not like somebody expected the Pope to not do that.
But hey, everyone's taxed the church, but stay focused on those government schools, man. That's where it happens the most. By far.
Facts. Speaking of churches, should we
oh yeah, what have you guys talked about?
Some of the docs. We really haven't hit on many of the docs as
we gotta if we gotta hit AJ though before we get out of here.
Here's some like clown.
AJ.
I guess we could
Tim Dillon on Sam Harris shit.
That was good. Let's hit that. And then we'll discuss some of these woke churches as a clown world potential clown world segment.
So this is actually Tucker reacting to that. But.
This is hilarious.
Because let's set it up.
Like for example, Sam Harris.
Set it up.
So yeah, like wasn't Sam Harris? He's all like pro-Israel, but
genocide.
Yeah.
Sam Harris is he's going to talk about like
I've
been following. I've been following Sam Harris for a long time, but his like Israel shit is
coming to
unconscionable.
So you're noticing?
I'm noticing that he's just inconsistent. But anyways,
it is hilarious to be a guy who runs a meditation app and he spends half the time telling people about breathing and the other half of the time telling people that we need to bomb as many children as humanly possible until Israel feels comfortable.
Yeah, I texted him. I said this if Tim Dillon, the brilliant comedian,
He's the best.
Think about how Sam Harris is a meditation app. I didn't even know that. So by day he's a meditation guru, and by night he's encouraging like carpet bombing of children.
Okay, I want everybody right now to breathe. What we need to do is indiscriminately bomb women and children. Manifest the reality you want to see. Do people from Gaza still live there? Absolutely not. Is there fire in it? Oh, it's a righteous fire and it burns bright. Be on a mountain right now with me. The night sky is lit up with stars and drone strikes. I want you to breathe with me and hear the screams.
Oh my God.
Understand it's necessary.
That is so good.
Me and Alex saw Tim Dillon.
Oh yeah, dude. I
was
so caught off guard at so it was at this Bagoobies joke house. It's in like the most random place in Maryland, Timonium. But Jared and I went to see him, and it was I guess maybe the opener. And I was like, all right, before he comes on, let me go to the bathroom. And I just happened to like go to the bathroom, and as soon as like the door just opens and it's like Tim Dillon, like as I'm leaving, and I'm like, oh hey, what's up, Tim Dillon? He's like, what's up, man? It just like it was just so like I didn't think like, hey, it was just
what are you gonna say, dude? The dude just got done like washing his hands.
Yeah, well, he was coming in, I was coming out, but
he had business to take care of.
I was about to push the door open.
You definitely don't want to.
Yeah, I was about to push the door open. It just opened up, and it's like, and he's a pretty big dude. Like,
he's
not big.
Huge, dude.
He's tall. Like, he's pretty tall. He's taller than me and big. So he like kind of took the whole doorway up. He's like, "Here, go ahead." I was like, "Hey, thanks, Tim." And it was pretty rad. It was like, I just met Tim Dillon in the men's room at this comedy club.
But like the men's room protocol, you don't start a conversation.
Yeah. I was like, all right,
you don't want to be
going
like
out,
that, dude.
like
hey, can I get your autograph?
Hey, can we get a selfie? Can we get a selfie next to this urinal? Come on in, like right here.
That would actually be pretty fucking hilarious. So you got a selfie with Tim Dillon.
So I met Tim Dillon in the men's bathroom
background with a fresh cake in it.
Like tag the goobies, like, hey.
But no, I actually like I use his meditation app. It's actually really good. He has like a lot of cool shit on there. Which is why it's like so because there is these like two sides of the dude where it's like the one side is like he's like super into like Buddhist philosophy and meditation and all that kind of stuff. And the other side is like just like total TDS syndrome, total like pro-Israel syndrome, like
total Zionist.
Total, yeah.
Do you think he's been bought? Like, a lot of these people seem to be paid.
I mean, he is like one of the, like he got famous by being like one of the new atheists, right? So like one of the, which I did like some of that early shit, but he got into this thing where it was like, well, it's bad ideas and bad ideas lead to bad behavior, and so like basically just became just super anti-Muslim.
So kill children.
And so yeah, it basically leads to like, well, the Jewish ideology, even though it's wrong, is like less threatening than the Muslim ideology. So like clearly they should be in power, and it's just it's just
this is where collectivism like just rots your brain, and next thing you know, you're trying to bomb kids.
And also why atheists are retarded.
Hey, I'm not retarded.
I'm not retarded.
Come on.
Well, mildly retarded, yes, but
I mean,
to think we
autistic,
evolved
maybe, but
I don't know, man. You can't. I don't know. I just don't get that. I don't
believe in magic. What do you want me to say?
Magic.
Show
I
me
just
the evidence.
The evidence. We didn't evolve from fucking
something.
fish. Like how? How did we evolve? How did I don't know. Like I don't
know. Read
especially
like the
Babs.
Like
you believe
collected over the last like,
Babs. You believe in
years.
space and shit. You look up there and like you actually believe.
That's where he gets his internet from, dude.
You actually think beyond the firmament is real,
dude. The only reason you're talking to him is because of the firmament. Because we got past the firmament.
Like noticing God's creation isn't a dunk against God. Like that's
just a circular argument, dude.
Well, I mean, okay, but you're
just claiming that it's
everything.
Okay, but
everything.
Evidence.
All right, but you're also claiming that everything that we see and everything out in space started in one little thing the size of a pin of a head, or head of a pin.
I mean, that's just one,
and
theory.
then just exploded out of nothing.
I mean, the Big Bang is just one theory.
Well,
yeah, that sounds crazy. It's got to be a magic man in the sky, and like,
I mean, you can say magic man
talking
in the sky
snakes
all you
and
want.
shit. Yeah, definitely talking. I'm going to go with talking snakes because Big Bang is just too crazy.
Too crazy, man.
Hey, if you guys believe nothing created everything,
who created God then?
He doesn't have to.
Nothing created God, who created everything. Jared, get it right.
Just saying.
All right,
you guys,
all right. Let's.
I'm just happy to be here.
We should do a whole side.
Let's not make.
I'm telling Matt to increase his Bible quotes to you.
We should have like a punk rock theologians podcast.
Should I talk about that in the after hours, Otto?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about that in the after hours.
But okay, we got a little time left. You guys heard Mark Levin. You know him, big neocon.
Mark Levin, the great one.
He.
Should we pull this up?
Yeah, do you see what he said about Donald Trump calling people neocons is somehow, he said that's a code word for Jew.
Wow. Oh, look at the Lincoln behind him.
The Middle East is filled with terrorists.
Gotta have
and
Lincoln
terrorist
back there. Oh, and the
regime.
Trump. Did you see the little Trump bobblehead back there?
What?
Is that what that is? On the
like
left?
a mug or something. What
next
is
to
that?
Lincoln?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
looks like a Trump bobblehead. Anyways,
the Middle East is filled with terrorists and terrorist regimes. Americans do not like Iran and the regime that runs it. They're terrorists. They keep threatening to destroy us and our friends, the Israelis. They're trying to get nuclear weapons and put them on intercontinental ballistic missiles. We reject it.
I've been hearing this for my whole life.
Tens of millions of red-blooded Americans. I speak for Christians and Jews and others alike.
But not
this
India.
is the view of the American
We're in the clear, James.
people. That's number one. Americans hate Hamas. We hate terrorists, butchers, Nazis. We hate men.
Why do they fund Hamas then?
Wait, we hate men?
That kill babies, I think.
He paused there. That was
cut him off.
Very pregnant pause.
Oh, look at his face there.
We hate men that kill babies, that decapitate babies, that rape women and burn people alive, and attack young teenagers
at festivals.
What a stunning and
we
brave thing
hate
to
them.
say.
We despise them. We got real questions
fun
about Saudi Arabia and Saudi Arabia's role in 9/11. And the more that comes out, as the
now
FBI
they
just
admit
released
that.
some information
Yeah,
about
remember
six
those
to 8
dancing
months
Jews.
ago,
Saudis?
the worse it
Wait a minute.
looks
No.
that Saudi Arabia did in fact have a hand in helping Al-Qaeda attack us and kill over 2,000 of our fellow citizens. That's what we Americans reject and believe. We know who the good guys are. 80% of us support the state of Israel.
Wrong.
No.
Our holy land for Jews and Christians.
No.
You're a fake news.
For
And
Jews.
most of us despise the terrorist and the terrorist regimes, all of which are one form of dictatorship or another.
I think we've heard enough
So
of
that's
this
the
guy.
foundation.
Wait, where's the neocon part?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it was in this video, but he made a tweet that said this.
What a douche. I tell you, if anybody's creating anti-Semitism, it's him, right? Like to just try to associate Judaism with that kind of bullshit, right? It's like setting back the religion like 1,000 years.
Yeah.
But okay, dude. So play play Alex Jones' response to it that I sent over, which is great. this just warned me right in my coffee.
Dude, I don't know. How does this guy how's he still on air? How do people still listen to this shit?
I've never seen him before, so thank you for punishing me for listening. I love how he's called it life, liberty, and himself. It's like,
right.
bloody hell.
Yeah.
A little narcissistic.
So I don't want to hear it. I speak for the Christians and Jews of America, as I played last hour. I'm Mark Levin, and we don't stand with Al-Qaeda. Well, the hell you don't. Your boss, Netanyahu, literally runs it. He's the last standing neocon with any power. So I don't want to hear it. Stop talking to me like I'm culturally and historically and military illiterate. I'm not.
Yes.
Mark. And Trump is actually pro-Israel, and he understands that Iran is going to blow it off the map, and then Israel's going to blow them off the map, and then Pakistan and India are going to have a nuclear war, and all the war games are all dead, you dumb son of a bitch! What the fuck's your problem?
Whoa.
You fucking megalomaniac! Fuckheads!
Holy
And that's
crap.
what Trump's told Netanyahu, a little nicer than that, but not much more, I was told. I mean,
God.
rational, sane
But wait, he just said
men.
Trump's pro-Israel, but
Yeah, he's like
not
but also-
insane.
but also he told
Levin-
Netanyahu to
Levin.
fuck off. Like, what?
Yeah, this is great. This is great. Oh, I heard that and I was like, oh, it's like 2007 again.
Wow. Alex Jones, he's really taken it to a new level. I feel like I was expecting a good Alex Jones rant. Okay, like solid, over the top, but I feel like that's a whole new level.
You dumb son of a bitch.
He looks healthier these days.
Yeah. Mark Levin seems tense, like he hasn't been to an island retreat in a while.
I think Alex Jones needs that meditation app.
Yeah. Is that Sam Harris?
How do we get him on the Waking Up app?
That's great.
That's funny.
Why meditate when you can masturbate? That's my saying.
There you go. Anyways,
I didn't know that's your saying.
Well, it is.
I know.
It needs to be on a shirt.
yeah. All right, we got a lot of shirt ideas from this show.
Quite a few shirts. We got
So like, okay, Kate, not Buddhist. Got it.
Wait,
right.
we could add that, James. We could add it to one of your rules.
I'll let you
Masturbate
include
instead
that
of
in your set.
meditate.
Yeah. Why meditate when you can masturbate? Add that to
Why
your,
not
add that
both?
to your rules.
Why don't we have both? Da, 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 da. Did you get that ad here, or you don't know what I'm talking about?
No, I'm no.
Oh no! Okay, I'm gonna have to introduce you to that ad. We have this
Right, send us the link.
It's this Mexican ad in Australia where you can have soft tacos or hard tacos, and then they bought out a package where you had both in them. And so the whole thing was like, I don't know if I want hard or soft. And then this little kid's like, why don't we have both?
Well, is that what the meme is based on? We have a meme that has a little girl.
Maybe it is. That's from one of
No
our
Kalos
ads.
Dos, that one?
Yes.
Yeah, that
yes.
could be it.
Sorry, I don't know.
Ah.
I'm not good at Spanish yet, even though I live in
We're gonna
bloody
play it in
San
after
Antonio.
hours.
Okay. I didn't know that was
gonna play that
from
now.
like
Yes.
Australian
There you go.
taco ad.
Yeah.
We just have Taco Bell here for that kind of shit.
Yeah.
And Chipotle.
I mean, they don't really have tacos though.
Oh, that's true.
It's burritos.
Yeah.
expensive ass burritos. Everything's expensive here.
San Antonio, isn't that Ron Paul territory?
Is it?
No.
Galveston.
He's all the way. He's in Galveston, Houston area. All the
How
way.
far
in
is San Antonio from Austin?
An hour.
Oh, nice.
So I'm pretty close. I haven't been up there yet. I've got to go and visit some mates.
Let him know you're there so he can invite you to his freak offs.
A Ron Paul freak off.
What do you think? P. Diddy's the only one having great parties?
I feel like Ron Paul's freak offs would be a lot
Paul's
more pure.
The next libertarian.
He does have I don't know if he still does them, but didn't we have we had a couple people in Maryland that went out to like he opens up his house and has like people that donate to the Ron Paul Institute, and he opens up his house, has a big barbecue like every year. I don't know if he still does it. I mean, he's getting up there, but
if Mrs. Paul makes chocolate chip cookies, you should go.
Yeah.
A Barbie with Ron Paul. That sounds like a dream come true. I'll bring the beers.
I feel like it would be an opportunity for him too. So I think
if you ever get a chance to I mean, he's getting up there. But,
well, I saw him speak at the LNC thing in DC. Thank God.
Oh, that's
right. That was a very emotional moment. It was incredible seeing him. In person.
I was too, because I'm just like, man, like I don't know how much. Like, I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I don't know how much longer he's going to be doing this, and like, there's going to come a time where he's not going to be here.
He's taking care of himself.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's still like, I've been to so many, and it's just like, man, let me just take this all in, and then it was just, I don't know, man, that whole weekend was such a shit show. I mean, go from physically removing people from microphones.
That was you getting in fights
and being and because for people being fucked, and then people being so disrespectful to Scott Horton, and I was to the point I was like, if any motherfucker around me tries to like embarrass the goat right now, they're all the fucking Chase faggots. We're like doing a whole conga line, while Scott was talking about like it was like a downtime. It was a little bit of a downtime.
I forgot about that.
But Scott was giving a whole kind of like, this is like what libertarians need to be against Trump, not on just like Trump derangement syndrome, but just on foreign policy issues and like Israel and going into whole like Israel. Don't be that like retarded leftist liberal or leftist libertarian. Like if you truly believe in these principles and being true to them, like this is what we should be against. So so for some people, Scott's noticing, but all the while he's giving this like great, like just going down the line about during Trump's 4 years as president and his Middle Eastern foreign policy and etc. and Israel and going on and on. Meanwhile, these fucking retards are going around the whole convention floor doing a whole conga line for Chase with their signs and whatever. It's like, shut the fuck up. Like Scott's talking right now. So then it got to the point I was like, man, if someone is to that level, if there's any ounce of disrespect to the goat, like, I don't know. Like, I'm just like, no, like the nap is going to be suspended.
That's when you stick your foot out and accidentally trip him over. And Chase was meant to be the anti-war candidate, so he should have been listening to everything Scott Horton had to say.
Exactly. So I'm like, dude,
strange tactics.
Exactly.
I feel like that's some like cargo cult mentality, because like if you were at like the RNC or the DNC, that might be the kind of thing you do, right? Like, I think they're trying to like emulate, like, oh, if we do what they do, then we'll be powerful like them. Kind of mentality of just like let's emulate them, and
it's just stupid. It was just distracting because of course like C-SPAN is like, I mean, how many people are watching C-SPAN? I mean, let's be honest. But at the same token, it's like, let's just say a couple people are tuning in and they're like, what's this libertarian party? Let me check this out. Holy shit, this dude Scott Horton's dropping truth bombs. Right. And they're like, then cameraman's panning away to like these retards conga lying around for this Chase Oliver.
Right. So they turn it off, be like, okay, I'll check back in later. Okay, tune back in later. Like,
and then they get the hot mic of those guys talking about different races. Remember that came up too?
No, I forgot about that.
Do you remember that on the hot mic?
They're talking about how like black guys have big dicks and shit like that.
Oh no.
These libertarians seem like great blokes.
I thought it might have been who was the guy who had the problem with the gummies?
Well, you were the one who nearly got
Rectamol.
kicked out for like vaping during Trump's thing. Remember?
But
Yeah.
but who was the,
Almost kicked out.
not Rickenbacker. What's his name?
Rectenwald.
Rectenwald.
Oh, Rickenbacker. You had it right. Rickenbacker. Yep.
Rick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Rectenwald. Remember? And then they tune back in and you get Rectenwald like freaking out and then saying like he had too many gummies and
That was so funny. That's probably
So
the funniest
bad.
thing I've ever seen in my life, to be honest.
I told because we were all hanging out afterwards.
Yeah.
I think that was during punk rock the punk rock karaoke.
Yeah.
And then because we all left, and then it was just like, oh really? He bombed, and we're like, how bad? And I'm like, no one will remember. And I was like, oh no. It was bad.
it's not like there was any surprise there, right? I mean, just like we had seen him at debates and stuff prior. We knew that he was not really up for the job.
Yeah. And also it's just like, is it necessary? Like, do we need to have like every autistic libertarian candidate running for president? Do they really need to respond? Like, just go to bed, call it a night. Let's, like, what are we doing? I digress. But besides the whole shit show, what a good time. Because we were all hanging out both nights, like
Should have
hanging
been
out.
smart like me and left during the shit show. Got drunk, came back, watched Trump, and then partied.
Yeah.
I mean, that was wild seeing Trump and the whole Ross thing and hearing the pandering. And it was just kind of a neat to witness this moment in history, sort of the last breath of the LP. Just,
we got Ross out. That's all.
We got Ross out.
All
it
it
took
took was
Porkfest?
All it
I
took
don't
was
know.
just promising the vote for Trump. That no one, all like 10,000 libertarians in this country.
I was one of them. You're welcome. I got Ross out.
And did he win Maryland? No. So your vote?
Yeah, you did nothing, dude.
I did nothing to help Ross.
We got to get Larkin. We got to get Larkin Rose on the show. He has been doing such a tear on the Trump loyalists. He has been just savage.
Nice.
Savage.
Like you're acting like we're one of the Trump loyalists now.
No, I just think he's got a good message for people that fell for that stuff. And you guys are talking about like voting for Trump, and it's like kind of like I wonder if any did people learn like.
I like Jacob Hornberger. I think he's got some good points.
He was until he vaxxed out.
Did he?
Oh well, he's
come on.
Never have heroes.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I mean, I remember Jacob back in like way back in the day of and even like recent, but it's just it just
he kind of like skipped COVID, like he wasn't paying attention to what was going on.
Like he kind of just checked out during COVID, and I think he probably was. I think he accepted it into his life. And
you know what? A lot of people did for whatever reasons. I don't think that's necessarily a deal breaker or somehow determines like whether he's a good libertarian or not. But I think more importantly is that he just sort of fell for it or wasn't paying attention to. I mean, we had like one of the greatest like growths of government and infringements on civil liberties and this like massive social experiment and science. I mean, it's like this is a big freaking deal. Like, and to kind of like not pay attention to the details is
so it's kind of like voting for Trump,
or just even to kind of just gloss over it, or even if like, oh, you know what, I fucked up. I need to repent. I need to atone for my mistake. I need to like take a step back and revisit it. Like that was kind of fucked up, but not anything from him or even like Chase Oliver. That's why it's like, dude, fuck you. Well, amongst many things, because it's like, dude, because he kind of was like he played it very goofy. Like he was just like, oh, dude, the internet is forever, dude. Like we see the tweets where you were just going along hook, line, and sinker with this whole fucking shit, and then you just kind of conveniently just kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to leave that out of, I'm not even going to address that, talk about it, whatever the case may be. And then just hide behind that. Like, I just think individuals should make their own healthcare decisions and private businesses can allow. And I'm like, Yeah, but they weren't allowed that, fucking retard. Like, basically,
plus they were lied to and manipulated.
Exactly.
And to the biggest
it's like if you didn't do this, then the health department would shut you down because you had no choice. That's not free market. That's not private property. Go fuck
or
yourself,
they just
Gabe.
scared you because they censored all the dissenting opinions.
Yep.
Right, like through the news, through social media, there was a clampdown. People were losing their channels like crazy. Yep. Like, so even if you fell for it, you're still a victim of their propaganda. I feel like a libertarian should have the defenses, like, whereas when we heard that propaganda initially, our first thought was, well, they're saying it, so it must not be true, right? And then like and then it only took a couple weeks really to like get enough information to know, like, wow, this is an op on a scale like I've never even imagined.
Like, and that's going back to like what you said, Kate. Like, oh, if he was the true, like, oh, he's such an he's so good, he's so anti-war. It's like, bro, remember, like, I don't know, you said you were like anti-war to the core during the Iraq War and Afghanistan and the war on terror. It's like, okay, so remember that propaganda? Okay, so now the propaganda is ramped up to volume 11. And it's affecting not just like, those in the military and those in a far off land. And now it's actually affecting your own community, and you fucking fell for it. You fucking suck. Like, I don't know. I digress.
Well,
but yeah, let's get out of here.
Speaking of digressing, let's digress over to the after.
Let's digress to the overflow
this
room.
Was a long. This was long. So that's awesome. But yeah, let's do that.
I'm a human and I'm coming.
Yes, I will. And do you want Mr. Liberty? I've got another mic here. Do you want him as your special guest on the, so you can hear how happy he is being here?
Plug away before we get out of here.
Yes, please follow me everywhere. And I am currently fighting Western Australia's gun laws through the courts. I've hired a King's Counsel, which is a barrister in Australia, and a legal team. We are challenging Western Australia's gun laws in the courts because that's our only option now. The political solution has failed us. So please keep on top of that. I'm going to fight as hard as I can because this bloody government went and took guns off of people and then they blew them up in the desert. So I'm trying to stop any further guns from getting destroyed. Yes, that's me. That's my fight.
Tell us about this fundraiser. I noticed the amount is wildly successful.
Yes, we're preparing for multiple class actions. That's something my lawyers are looking at. We're also preparing cases against things like people have been denied firearms license based on their views, attitudes, and opinions. Also, our private medical history now has to get handed over to the police and the firearms registry. We're limited on the number of guns we can own. They've banned push-button release firearms and lever-action firearms above 5-round magazines. It's a total fight happening down under, so I'm still doing that from here. So anyone who wants to support my fight for gun rights in Australia, we would really appreciate it. And thank you, James Babs. I noticed that you donated, so thank you on behalf of Australia for helping us try to keep our guns.
My pleasure.
Well, I think Bab was considering sending you guns too, right?
Yeah, well,
I think that's what you really need.
You need to send me some in San Antone if you like.
Look how much has been raised, 175,000 Australian dollar dues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just fantastic. So we have so many options ahead of us now. My target was only 30K because I just wanted to pay for the legal opinion written by a King's Counsel. That's the process we have to go through in Australia. So to raise this much money means I can start paying for other things too. So it's been a lot, and the media are saying horrible things about me, like she's run off to Texas and taken all the money. It's like, no, all the money's with my legal team. So, and I have a job here. So, but I'm getting really hammered in the Australian media. They even had a go at Dan. They did a whole thing about Dan taxation is theft Burma, and they like making him look like an idiot. It's been, the Australian media has just been, anytime someone tries to challenge gun laws down there, they're part of the propaganda. They're funded by the state, so they don't like anyone who goes against the status quo and fights for liberty. So I'm just trying to do what I can for my people back home.
That's so awesome. Well, maybe we could share this episode with them so they can hate on us some too.
Yeah, well, look out. Look out.
Good for you.
Cool. Well, yeah, good luck in the fight. And yeah, we'll have you on constantly to give us updates. So.
Yes, thank you. Well, I'm only in San Antonio now. We don't have to do the bloody time difference. Not time me getting up at all hours to hang out
You're
with
just
you.
1
lads.
hour off.
I know.
From us, so that's awesome. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations, you and Axel, finally
Thank you.
being here in the US.
I know. So happy to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you here too. One thing before we do leave, I got Craig, who's a long-time listener to the show, reached out to me and said that he wanted me to give a shout out to his law partner that died yesterday in Sao Paulo. His name was Dan, and he wanted me to give a shout out to him. So really sad to hear that. Definitely
condolences.
Yeah,
condolences all around. Cool. So so let's head over to the After Hours podcast. We're gonna record right after this.
I'm gonna come to the overflow room.
Thank you, Mr. President. So yes, so if you want to see Joe Biden come in the overflow room, you gotta sign up for our Patreon. So for as little as $3 a month, you get access to the live podcast we're gonna record right after this, and you also get access to the back catalog of episodes, all several hundred of them, just waiting there for you to.
I can't wait. I'm going to sign up now that I'm here in America. I'm going to sign up.
There you go.
Yes, I'm going to sign up.
Awesome.
I'm your biggest listener anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. There's like 3 or 4.
We have some large listeners, let me tell you though. So.
And some large hosts.
Hey,
fat jokes. All right. So if you guys want to check out that podcast, please sign up. Little as $3 a month. There's other ways to donate to the show if you go to prlfans.com. We also have t-shirts for sale over at libertariancountry.com. You can use that code PRL or PRL podcast, and you'll get yourself a 10% discount. And if you spend $50 or more, use the code PRL2 for a 20% discount. So until next time, live free
or die.